Greetings, golf enthusiasts around the world, or maybe just in one section of the world, or a tiny section. I don't know. All the Fantasy Golf Sommelier listeners could be in some small village somewhere. I thought about this today. It'd be nice to live in a village. Not in a city, not in a big town, no, a village. I think I could thrive in a village. That just popped in my head, and that's kind of what happens here in the Fantasy Golf Sommelier video. But this week we're at the AT&T Byron Nelson. It used to be the Byron Nelson Classic, but for some reason they just took out Classic, I guess. I don't know why. You got to love Lord Byron. Great, fantastic golfer back in the day, and this is a fantastic course. Actually, I don't know anything about the course. It's TPC Craig Ranch, and this is the first time they've ever played here. So I don't even know why I just said that. But anyway, that's what happens here in the Fantasy Golf Sommelier. I just say things, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm even talking about. But I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to wine, and especially rosé, which I'm drinking this evening. Now, one of the things about rosé, and the reason I'm drinking it, is it's just a great warm weather wine, okay? And I start to drink it more as we get into the summer months and as the temperature starts to heat up a little bit. But that's not really what I'm going to talk about when it comes to wine this evening. No. Let's start off with some stats, okay, before we get into some plays of the week. Here's something that was interesting to me. People have been drinking too much wine for centuries. Okay? I'm glad to hear that. I mean, not just like recently, like centuries. Okay? You talk about like books, like great books, like the Odyssey to the Bible. They've all mentioned the perils of overconsumption. Okay? So this has been going on for a long, long time. Okay? Not just right here in the Fantasy Golf Sommelier's cellar. No, it happened. It's happened for centuries, from the Odyssey to the Bible, or from the Bible to the Odyssey. Probably went that direction. Not Odyssey to the Bible, but the Bible to the Odyssey. Either way, lots of overconsumption. And we're going to start, as always, with the price like a Sutter home, plays like a Camus play of the week. And that, for me, is going to be Sepp Straka at $7,300 on DraftKings. I like him this week. You look at his recent form, he's made 5 straight cuts. He's made 15 of 20 cuts this season on tour. Pretty daggum good for a guy priced down here in the low 7K range. You look at the stats also. Checks the box and strokes gained off the tee. He's got plenty of distance, which I think you're going to need on this course, playing almost 7,500 yards. It's a new course this week, by the way, TPC Craig Ranch, one they have not played before, other than a few events here and there when it comes to maybe Q School, and they've also played a couple of Corn Ferry Tour Championships here, but there's been no PGA Tour events here. So it will be interesting to see how this course plays, but I think they're going to light it up. So I'm looking at a lot of scoring stats. Par 5 scoring is going to be important. All par 5s here. These guys can absolutely just shred. And the greens are bent grass. I am going to look at that a little bit. I'm going to look at bent grass putting. And you know what? Sepp Straka putts well on bent grass greens. So I like him this week. I'm going to give him 88 points. So Sepp Straka at 7,300. By the way, it may help if I put up the little tab here that tells you what I'm talking about. Let's talk about some more wine stats. I have an issue with tiny pours at a restaurant, though. You cannot give me a tiny pour at a restaurant. Okay, I don't care about the aromas, all right? Like, F the aromas, okay? I want some wine up in there. You better fill that thing as high as you possibly can if I'm ordering a $15 glass of wine at a restaurant. Don't say, well, I mean, the sommeliers say that you should just have a third of a glass in there so that you can get some aroma. No. Fill that shit all the way to the top. Sorry for cussing. Shouldn't say that. I don't care about aromas. I care about my damn glass of wine that's filled all the way. All right, so let's move on to the Boone's Farm Vintage Fade of the Week. And for me, that is going to be Carlos Ortiz at $7,800 on DraftKings. I'm going to give him 80 points. Look, why are we going to play Carlos Ortiz this week? Like, his ownership is projected at almost 15%. Don't understand that. You look at his form, it has not been good. I mean, he's got like a 60th place finish last week, I think, and then 2 missed cuts before that. What? I mean, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this with Carlos Ortiz? Look, I think he's a good golfer. He's good. But I'm not going to play him this week at that ownership. He's 134th in the field in strokes gained approach. He's 101st in putting on bent grass greens. 93rd in the field in opportunities gained. I talked about this is going to be a scoring fest. That doesn't bode well for scoring, okay? So I don't see why we're going to play Carlos Ortiz at this ownership. I mean, it's as simple as that. I don't really have anything else to really add to it, but I'm not playing Carlos Ortiz. 7,800 seems like maybe a decent price. I don't know. I don't like it. So I am going to fade Carlos Ortiz. A few more facts here, a few more wine facts and stats that we could talk about. Did you know that if you are a vegan or you're vegetarian, that many wines actually aren't vegan or vegetarian? Sorry, you're sitting there drinking your wine and you're a vegan or you're a vegetarian, nothing wrong with that. And you're like, yeah, I'm enjoying this wine in my vegetarian life. Yet guess what? Okay. It's kind of like the lobster and the eggs that George from Seinfeld put in that episode, and they didn't know it, that they were eating that lobster. You got some stuff in there that's non-vegan and it's non-vegetarian. So guess what? That wine is doing that to you, all right? Because guess what? You got some egg in there. You got some fish bladder, okay? Some of that's from the tannins and things like that. So if you're a vegan or you're vegetarian, maybe you need to check your wine, okay? You're sitting there in your fancy dinner with all your vegetarian friends, and y'all are enjoying a bunch of egg wine with some fish in it, and you didn't even know about it. Sorry. Let's move on to the Pop the Cork play of the week. Sam Burns. Why are we not talking more about Sam Burns this week? He's looking like 8% or so ownership as far as the projections are concerned. Okay, he just won. What does that mean? He's in good form. Okay, that means he's actually confident in his game. You know what? In the second stage of Q School a few years ago in 2017, he dominated this field. Not this field, but he dominated this course. He won it by like 5 shots. Okay? The guy is a scoring machine. He's top 15 in the field in opportunities gained, birdie or better percentage, par 5 scoring, all of those stats. And he's a damn good putter. It doesn't matter what surface he's on, but he's a good putter on bent grass as well. Okay? So why are we not going to play Sam Burns just because maybe he's coming off of a win and whatever else? Okay? He's going to be low owned again. I love him this week. So 94 points for Sam Burns. I don't even mind the price of $9,300. I'm okay. I'll play it. So he's going to be the Pop the Cork play of the week. That's really all I got. Now, a couple more wine stats for you. Here's the last one I'm going to say. I could have some more, but you know what? We talk about wine glasses, and look at the shape. It's kind of like a tulip. It's like a tulip. But I'll be back and better than ever for the PGA Championship next week. I appreciate you coming in here into the wine cellar and listening, putting up with me. See you. Good luck this week at the AT&T Byron Nelson Classic.